Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
Do you know what day it is?
Nope. What day is it?
Who cares? Because you're listening to Two Crazy Scoops podcast with your hosts, AO and Antino. Back at it again. I screwed up the audio in the last episode, and so there was no episode last week. This week, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Computer-related, Mario-related, brain-related, and Dolphins. Okay? The Dolphins is where it all began. Just remember that. Welcome to Two Crazy Scoops podcast with your hosts, AO and Antino.
By the way, can I just say, this is, I don't know if this is something you want to tell everybody.
Oh, no, we don't want to tell anyone. They'll find out.
Okay. All right. Cool. I won't say anything.
Oh, man. So let's see. We are entering sweater weather. How do you feel about that?
Sweater weather?
Oh, yeah.
No.
What?
I don't wear sweaters yet.
Oh, I'm down for it. It's like 68 degrees in the mornings.
Perfect. You know, I've been doing bike rides, so 68 degrees on the bike in the morning is amazing. I love it.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All the bugs, eating them while you ride.
Well, there's not that many bugs out in the morning.
Oh, really? They're not early risers?
Nope.
I thought the whole early bird got the worm stuff. Is that all garbage?
Yeah.
Oh.
I can ride. Yeah. No issues. No issues at all. Because usually when it's hot and, you know, during the day, I have to make sure that I don't have my mouth open on the bike. I know that sounds weird, but bugs will fly in your mouth.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, like I might, I don't know.
Protein. That's
Yeah.
what I call it.
That's disgusting. So
Bring a
I have my
banana with
glasses
you.
all the way down. I just keep my mouth closed. Because sometimes I have my headphones on and I'm like singing a song or something on my bike. Like,
Singing while you're riding in the morning.
I do, yeah. I sing. So I sing to myself now in my
okay.
head so bugs don't fly in my mouth.
You need to get one of those gators.
Want a what?
It's called a gator. It's like those things that go around your neck over your face.
You know what? That is a good idea. Maybe I'll get one of those. Yeah. Then I can sing and ride at the same time.
Speaking of singing and riding, I need your advice this week, Aaron.
Okay.
I did not know that you were as into tech. I didn't know you were. And then I started talking to you about a couple things, and I felt like you were ready to share with me a little bit more about your knowledge, because previously I would not understand any of it.
Well, the thing is, if it doesn't come up in conversation, then yeah, I mean, I'm not just going to bust out of nowhere and be like, hey, this new iPhone, this and that. It's like, no, only if you ask.
So the iPhone 13 came out, which I'm probably not going to get because I already got the 12, but I got the 12 mini, so I like that. But when it comes to new iOS updates or OS updates for the iPhone, would you suggest somebody update that currently now, since it's been a week since it's been out, 2 weeks?
I mean, for your average person, I don't know. I would probably just wait. They actually just released another update today, which is supposed to fix some of the bugs. But most of the bugs that I've heard about are actually if you have the new iPhone along with iOS 15.
Ooh.
Not necessarily it's not necessarily the older iPhones, at least some of the stuff that I was reading about. So I upgraded mine right away, and I haven't had any issues with it. So,
well, I had this advice, last week we were supposed to record, and then I just gave up and downloaded the new OS instead of waiting for you to tell me yes or no.
yeah.
And so far, I've just found that I've had issues clicking on things with my, like on the screen. Like it won't register my finger. Like if I search a YouTube video, the first result, I'll click on it and it won't register it. So I have to hold it down and then click on it real quick, and it'll.
Well, if you close out the YouTube app and open it back up, that should fix it. But I believe that might be a glitch with YouTube, not necessarily with the screen. In other words, it's. I don't know if I think YouTube needs to update their app for iOS 15. That's my guess, because that's happened to me as well on my phone. Sometimes I have to click the video. So what I usually do is just close YouTube, open it back up, and then try it again. So, but you're right. There are glitches for sure whenever you upgrade. But that particular glitch, because no other app, I don't have any other issues with any other apps as far as it being responsive. So my guess is that Google needs to update YouTube. So
interesting. So then, what are some of the new features that you were looking forward to this OS? Because I wasn't really aware of anything.
All right, so for this one, there's not, to be honest with you, this one is a really small update. So in other words, it did bring a lot of little features, but this year was not a major jump.
It wasn't like when we were sending GIFs through text. That was a huge one.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing groundbreaking like that. This iOS 15 was more so a update to add stability to 14, basically. You can think of it as a huge stability update, and it's supposed to fix a lot of glitches. So it did bring some new features, but again, nothing earth-shattering. But some of the features it did bring, like, for example, one feature that I do like is that when you take a picture, you can now extract the text out of the photo, which is kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Safari has changed a little bit. The design of it has changed. The search bar is now at the bottom.
I don't know.
But you can put it back at the top too.
Oh, you can.
You can.
How?
I'll show you.
I want you to go step by step.
Yeah,
in this audio podcast.
Yeah, exactly. I'll show you. But you can actually make it so that it looks and operates just like it did before.
Okay,
they moved the search bar to the bottom.
Goodness. I was like, wow. Who?
A nice thing is the focus bar. I'm sorry, not the focus bar, but the focus feature, which is kind of cool because you can basically create a setting where your phone won't bother you unless specific apps or specific people text you or call you. It's called focus mode. You can customize it. So you can put it on work mode, for example. So let's just say if you put it on work mode, that means that while it's on that mode, you can tell it, hey, I only want Instagram and text messages to work during this time.
Is there like a podcasting mode so people will stop calling me while I'm podcasting?
There is, yeah. Yeah, there actually is. You can customize it however you want to, which is pretty cool. So I like that. And then there's a home mode, and then there's like so you can customize it so that certain times of the day or certain modes that you select, you can have it where it won't bother you, or certain apps won't bother you, which is kind of nice.
I saw another feature when I'm texting a certain person that they put do not disturb notifications on it, and I can see it now, whereas before I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can have do not disturb on, and they text you, and then I think there's an option where you can force it to go through anyway, right? Yeah, which kind of defeats the purpose.
Do it.
Yeah, kind of defeats the purpose. But
no, it's kind of like, is this really that important? And you're like, no.
It can wait.
It can wait. I have another cat playing piano video, but I guess you can wait.
Exactly. There are some, Safari has some new background options.
I changed mine. You can customize the picture.
Yeah, I haven't done that to mine yet.
I have a picture of a lake.
Yeah, I haven't.
Makes me feel peaceful before I read terrible news on the internet.
I know, right? That's one. I'm trying to think what are some of the other top. I mean, those are some of the top features I think that people really like. Focus mode. What else? A lot of it is like some little changes that, as far as how it looks.
Yeah.
Little changes like that. I don't know. I think that's it. I mean, I think those are the biggest things. If I can think of something else.
Do you, I was reading some article about how you can opt out to have, ask an app not to track you.
Yes.
That was a feature that came out a little bit ago, maybe a couple months.
Yeah, that came out with 14.
But I heard that even if you click them not to track you, there's still a possibility that
they can, yeah. Yep. So for someone like me who works in marketing, it's great. I can still follow you around. So I love it.
Aaron has all of your information, all those clicks.
Exactly.
He knows what's on your Amazon wish list.
No, the way it works, and there is a website you can actually go to, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. I can look it up. But there's a website you can go to, and basically everyone's device has everyone's browsing habits. Sorry, I keep hitting the table. Everyone's browsing habits and everyone's what sites they go to.
You can see it.
It's like no, but it's like a profile. Because when you think about it, no one else really browsed the web exactly like you do. We all have a habit to get up in the morning and check certain things, right?
Yeah.
So that profile is there, right? Now, the person who's serving you the website, so for example, you go to Google can see what operating system you're running, what browser you're using, your IP address. You know, the IP address they may not necessarily be able to see depending on if you're using a VPN or not, but sometimes they can see that as well. And so there's, they can see your screen size. There's all these types of things that they can still. So you still have a profile, a browsing profile, and that can still be tracked.
So I can access this and see what people are looking at.
No. But
because, like, let's just say if I was looking for people who are looking for window cleaners in the area, would there be a way that I could access that information and try to do it my own marketing research in that?
Well, I'm not sure how that's going to work for marketing as far as like how they still. I'm not quite sure how a marketer can still use that information, but they can still. Websites can still at least see your data and stuff.
Interesting.
And let me see.
That's why I think it's funny because like, you have a phone and you feel like it's all private, but in reality, it's just blasted everywhere. Everyone has your info.
It is, and so these companies are not supposed to.
It's like if you had wrote letters and every time like 5 people opened it, read it, and then just let it go its merry way.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's pretty much what it is. Oh man, I wish I remembered the site. Anyway, I'll keep looking for it, and then I'll share it with you in a second. But there's a site you can go to, and it'll tell you like you can actually see your own profile, and I can't think of what the website is called. Sorry, but we'll come back to that, and I'll tell you.
Interesting. So don't trust the don't ask the app to track you thing?
Well, okay, so what that does is that means that the app that you're using, they just can't track all your information anymore. iOS won't give them that permission. But there's still certain things that your device gives away still.
Like Spotify, for instance, I ask it not to track me, but it still has what I'm listening to, and it knows how many times I'm clicking on certain things. Right?
That's true. And for example, if you go to the Spotify website, they need to serve the Spotify page to your phone. And that, it just goes, I'm just using Spotify as an example, but it goes for any app. If you go to a website, they need to serve the website to your phone. And in order to do that, they want to know what kind of device you're using so that they can give you the perfect fit for your device.
You can't give a desktop version to a cell phone. It's just...
Well, you could. It wouldn't look good. But you could.
I want that.
Yeah.
Scrolling endlessly trying to find just one button. Okay, do you know anything about the feature of spatial audio? I don't know if it's just me, but I have the AirPods Pro and I've had them for a while. And for some reason, the audio sounds a ton better now. A friend of mine was telling me about it, a frequent listener of the podcast, so I will give him a shout out. Anyways, he told me about it. I turned it on and nothing happened. Then after this last update, I was listening with my AirPods on the noise cancellation mode, and it just sounded amazing. Like I could hear everything and which direction it was coming from. It felt like you're sitting there.
Yeah, that works with the AirPods, right?
I don't really know what it is, but it's supposed to be like clear audio.
Spatial is where it makes it sound as if like the sound is coming from a specific like location.
For videos, yeah.
Yeah, so if you turn your head,
it'll
stay coming from the direction that you have it set to. So for example, if I activate spatial audio on my iPad and I'm watching my iPad, if I turn my head, the audio is gonna sound like it's still coming from the direction that the iPad is. Okay. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I have used that feature before.
Yeah. I think Hulu had already done that for a long time, though.
Hulu had it. Yeah, Hulu, Spotify. Well, Spotify is new. Who else had it? I think Apple Music might have had it earlier on, too. I don't use Apple Music, but they might have had it.
Yeah. Speaking of tech, so, they went to space and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I found this article. It says Elon Musk said SpaceX's first ever civilian crew had challenges, quote unquote, with the toilet and promised an upgrade for the next flight.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout this whole article, they don't necessarily say what the challenges were. But my goodness, how disappointing would that be? They all come back from the mission and they're just like, Shame. No one's looking at each other.
That's
it's just
crazy.
like, we all know what you did. It's not my fault. It was the toilet. It didn't work.
What were the challenges that they had?
It doesn't say.
It just says they had toilet challenges.
Challenges, quote unquote.
That's got to be a mess to be up out in space of all places, right? For it not to work, the space is not the place where you want a toilet to not
Anywhere is the place you don't want a toilet.
Well, that's true,
work.
but I mean, at least there's gravity here on Earth to keep everything down. In space, you don't know what is gonna. Yeah, that's. I wish they had said more details. They didn't say. It just said he said the next flight would have upgraded toilets. We had some challenges with it this flight. I guess he didn't want to be too crude and go into too many details, but that's pretty funny.
They had to like pay off the astronauts.
Right.
He was everywhere. No, it's okay. It's like, it was everywhere.
No, it was everywhere. That is funny.
Okay. I have the next article. It says, if I can read this correctly, a neuroprosthesis was able to translate a paralyzed man's brain signals into full sentences. So, for some reason, this is also a very short article. They don't say what he said.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was paralyzed, I would be screaming.
No, that's pretty cool, though. It says it allowed a man with paralysis to communicate in a novel way. The tech translate brain signals into words on a monitor in front of the user.
Yeah, if it was me, they'd like connect to my brain, and I'd just be like probably screaming obscenities or something, and they would just unplug it and walk away.
Yeah, let's not use it on him. No, that's pretty cool. How technology is really moving and allowing people, especially with these type of issues, any type of nerve damage, spinal cord damage, allowing people to regain at least some movement. And that kind of reminds me of that of the Neuralink, which is that thing that Elon Musk created.
They put in your brain.
They put in your brain and stuff. Well, I guess it's supposed to be able to read the brain signals and stuff. They put it in pigs. I thought it was weird.
What are you calling me?
No. They put the device inside of pigs, and they were able to like read their brain waves and stuff like that, which I thought was strange. But the cool thing about that type of technology is that if you can use it for issues like this, like where people have either been injured or hurt or have some type of nerve damage, and who knows, maybe that could be potential tech solution for that. I don't know.
We could still be podcasters even if we're vegetables.
Exactly.
Hook us up.
I'm sure that's what they had in mind.
Plug it into my brain and let's go.
Yeah. Of course, people are skeptical too, because at the same time, the flip side is, they can use it for things that you may not want them to use it for.
Oh, yeah, dude. They'll be like, where are they? And then they hook up to your brain and you're like, they're on 4th Street. Like, oh, no.
Well, I mean, okay, that's possible.
I'm just lying, I swear.
At this point, they got your cell phone, though, so they can use that. They know where you're at already. Yeah, they don't have to do that. But I guess you're right.
I love the people that are on Facebook telling people not to take certain things because it'll track them. It's like, dude, you're on Facebook,
right?
bro.
Exactly. It's like, yeah,
they have everything at this point.
If you have a Facebook account, they know everything. You gave them all your information.
You're like, yeah.
So it's kind of like, and then the fact that, and if you access Facebook from anywhere, they can figure out where you're at.
Yeah.
There was this one. I don't want to get too far off topic, but there was this one news article where they showed how a phone was traced even when it was in airplane mode.
Ooh.
They were able to follow the phone because of all the accelerometers that are in the phone. Basically, what that is
sure, yeah.
No, okay. No, I'll tell you what that is. That's basically the phone can detect what position you're holding it in.
Oh, like that's how they do the maps. It's so if you're going east, west, north.
Exactly. And if you turn your phone left, right side up, upside down, it can orientate the screen for you. That's just one of the features, but it can actually detect itself in air, for lack of a better word. So even when it was on airplane mode, it was still transmitting data. And so they did a test where they put it in airplane mode and they drove around in a car, and they had like a device that can pick up signals. and that device, it was still sending signals. And so it still mapped out based on the data that was in the phone. It could tell you exactly where the phone had been, and even though it was in airplane mode. And that's also how it can track your steps, like, the steps. So there's a lot of features in the phone that can
we've been giving
movement.
them a lot of information. It's like, how much is my heart beating during the day?
No, exactly.
How many steps am I walking? Where do I frequently go?
Yeah, exactly. It knows everything. So, yeah. Anyway, sorry, that was kind of a side point, but
it's all good. Speaking of side points, so I want to ask you a question, Aaron. What was the craziest things that kids did in your school and back in the day?
Back in the day. Decades ago.
Eons.
The craziest things that we did in school?
Yeah, for instance, I'll give you an example because I'm going to talk about something in general. When I was in middle school, kids took lancets, those little things you poke for diabetes. I would say lances and people would freak out, but no, it's lancets.
Okay.
And they were poking kids. And, you could transmit diseases that way pretty quickly. And so that got shut down. And, the school got on the news. Parents were, flipping out. It was pretty crazy. Yeah. That's the craziest thing I can remember kids doing when I was younger.
Yeah, no, we didn't do anything like that.
You're in Detroit.
I know, but we didn't stab. See, this is one thing about Detroit. People didn't just do random crap to you like that, like stab you with stuff. In Detroit, you had to do something in order to have something like that happen to you. So,
not random acts of violence.
We didn't have random acts of violence, school shootings and all that stuff. If you got shot, it's because you deserved it.
What? Oh my gosh. Cut to Aaron's school and all the kids that died.
No, I'm just saying.
My gosh.
I'm being serious though. I'm joking, but what I'm saying, the point I'm trying to make is that no one did anything just randomly and haphazardly. Okay. If someone came up to you and did something to you, it was because you did. They felt it. Well, not necessarily that you deserved it, but they felt that you.
They felt you
deserved it.
Okay,
right.
There you go. Much better.
Yeah, exactly. That's a horrible way to say it.
Anyways, so, why I'm talking about this is because you may have heard of the TikTok trend. It says viral TikTok trend hits Arizona school districts with theft and damages.
Oh, I did see something about that. Where
kids are going around and taking stuff from schools.
Yeah, and bringing it home. And
one guy's got a the fire alarm light thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't do that.
I mean, they didn't. I think they would have. I mean, maybe they did. It just wasn't documented. But we didn't even have doors on our stalls.
My elementary school was like that. They didn't have doors on the stall. My middle school did, but my elementary didn't. And I thought it was just because they didn't have enough money for doors.
I don't know what schools have money for or what they don't. It's just weird.
But it's funny that you mentioned that. Yeah, that was weird. But this is. I don't know. I don't get this.
It says, sure, we've seen kids act dumb before with online challenges like eating Tide Pods and licking ice cream in the stores. But Martian said, when you're talking about crime in schools, it's a whole different level of stupidity.
Yeah.
Generations of kids have been stupid, but this is incredibly stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. It says kids used to, yeah.
Well, it's like these online social media sites are able to create like a hive mind of insane. What do we need to do to tap into this, Aaron? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How can we capitalize? What money can be made here?
Off of TikTok?
Give the Antonio $5 challenge. Right there.
Well, yeah, we'll have to think of something. But this is not it. This is just dumb. What happens is, what is that noise? Do I hear? Is it just me or do I hear music?
Wait. It's music.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought I was going crazy for a second. I think what happens is with TikTok and all the other social media, if there's a trend that gets started, everyone feels like they have to one-up it and join in. And we didn't have social media when I was in middle elementary school.
You guys had the good old newspaper you'd pass around.
Yeah, newspaper. So, yeah, I don't know. This is just different. It's a different time. But we did silly things that kids did, but not stuff like this. This is just different.
Like toilet or TPing places?
Yeah, like we would TP the teachers' cars sometimes if we didn't like them. When I say we, not me.
Did they deserve it?
I was a perfect little angel, and yes, they did deserve it. I would never do anything like that, but I wouldn't tell either. I'd be like, yeah, I don't like her that much either.
Well, that's the best part is these kids are telling on themselves.
Yeah, they tell on themselves with this TikTok stuff. They're like,
it's like, guys, look at my own personal account.
So did we explain did we explain to everyone listening what they're actually doing?
No.
Did we say that? Okay, sorry. We should take a step back.
Okay, sorry. Rewind. Go back a couple seconds, minutes. So on this challenge, it is a viral social media is encouraging students to steal from schools or damage property. The challenge made its way to Arizona, with different school districts sounding the alarm to parents. Everything from paper towel dispensers to speed limit signs to fire alarms have been taken. Law enforcement calls it theft, but on TikToks, they don't call it that. The brazen and incriminating recordings are part of a viral trend the districts of Peoria to Mesa are warning.
It's called the Devious Licks Challenge.
There you go.
So basically what you do is you basically steal something from school, and it's stupid things like he just mentioned: school signs, speed limit signs, fire alarm covers, soap dispensers, whatever. Something from school, you just basically steal it. You go home and you post it on TikTok, showing like, hey, this is what I was able to lick today.
What is a lick? Where does that come into play?
I don't know. That's what it says right here in the first paragraph.
I know, but I just don't know where the lick
licks
comes from.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's probably something massively inappropriate, but
yeah. Well, we're old, so
who cares? What can they do to us?
Exactly. Yeah, that's so random.
I think it's it's like, I don't know what kids used to, what they used to do. I don't know. We're all losers. Come on. Who am I kidding?
Yeah. What did y'all used to do? Sorry.
The Lances thing was it. I can't think of anything else. I mean, I was homeschooled for high school, so the only havoc I was wreaking was in my own household.
One thing I do remember that they used to do is they would in science, I forgot which, I guess it would be biology maybe, when you dissect the animals or whatever.
Oh, like throwing dead frogs at each other?
Not throwing them, but maybe like taking them out of the classroom and like leaving them in people's lockers. Or cutting out, like taking pieces of the frog and like throwing that at people later on, like in a hallway. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Okay, guys, the new challenge is AO's Frogger Challenge.
Exactly.
Take the frog, throw it at your friend, put it in their bags.
I absolutely hated that too. To me, the smell of the formaldehyde was enough to make me sick. I was like, this is terrible. Why are we doing this? But yeah, well,
let's teach you a lesson.
I guess.
Don't get too comfortable in school, because now they don't do that, and look where it's gone.
They don't do that anymore, right?
I don't think so. I never did it, but of course I was only in middle school, and the only thing I dissected was owl poop.
Oh yes, owl pellets. We did
owl
that.
Pellets. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're like, well, there's mouse bones in here.
Yeah, so the owl pellet is what they regurgitate. It doesn't come out the other end. They
actually, really?
I believe. Yeah, owl pellets. They actually throw it back up. You can Google it.
I'm gonna Google it.
I'm pretty sure.
Owl pellets.
I don't think they
throw up.
Or just Google owl pellets.
Oh, you can buy some for $18.93
on Amazon.
Yeah.
Why would you want to buy that? Well, I don't think. I believe they regurgitate it though.
You're right. At the point the owl will regurgitate (parentheses vomit) the pellet and will be ready to eat again.
Yeah.
So it's all the stuff they can't digest. They get rid of it.
Exactly. So the bones, the fur.
It's like if you got something from McDonald's, you ate the whole thing and just threw up the plastic bag and the wrappers.
Ugh, yeah, basically. That's disgusting. But yeah, I have no idea how we got on this.
Because of these idiot kids in school.
Oh yeah, we were talking about what we used to dissect in school.
It's never the children's fault. It's always the parents. Just remember that. All you idiot parents out there.
Well, I'm not a parent, so I have nothing to say about that.
My parents would have...
I do agree to an extent that the parents don't have the same control that they used to have over kids. But Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but they're like, hello, Aaron. Yes, your son has destroyed 5 bathrooms in the school this evening and has stolen at least 7 fire extinguishers. He's currently locked himself in the closet.
Right.
We need you to come down.
Yeah, I'm just glad I'm not in school anymore.
I'm not. Man, that'd be so much fun.
Yeah, I bet.
What would you steal? What would you steal, Aaron?
What would I steal?
Yes.
But nothing.
Oh, come on.
Nothing in school.
Let's say you're an idiot kid, okay?
Okay.
You have a TikTok. You've got like 5 billion followers, and you have to do this because your whole little tiny brain life depends on this. What are you stealing, Aaron?
I would probably take the basketball rim.
The basketball rim?
Yeah.
And I guess you got to hop up there and get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So when they come in the next morning to play, there's no rims, just backboard. No, I would take the backboard too.
The whole thing. You'd have a basketball thing right in front of you in front of the yard.
If I was gonna take something.
At the end of the day, you shoot a video of you just like shooting hoops, and you're like, I beat all of you guys in your room.
There's the rims all in my room. Yeah, that's pretty much what I would take.
Man.
Then if I was really trying to like upstage somebody, I would probably steal the bleachers as well.
I would just steal the principal's car.
The principal's car. So you going into grand theft.
I'm like, you guys got nothing on me.
You want to get arrested.
How do I drive this thing?
You just want to get arrested.
At my age, it probably still would have been stick shift. I would have been stuck in the parking lot filming myself. Aren't I so cool, guys?
Oh, my God.
How do I turn this thing on? It's 115 outside and I can't breathe.
Yeah, you want to get arrested. I just wanted to cause a few issues, but I don't think no one's going to come after me for stealing a rim and a backboard.
Never know.
But a car, yeah.
Did you guys have nets on your rims?
We did, yeah.
We didn't. We never did. I think the sun beat them up too much. But you probably had an indoor gym, huh?
Yes, we had indoor gym.
Yeah, this was middle school, and they didn't have one.
Yeah. Now, it was funny enough, though, in middle school, inside we had a gym, but then outside there was like a little court, but it was super ghetto. And there was like this old brick building, and on the back of it, there was like a metal square plate, just a iron plate where a rim used to be. But over the years, the rim fell off and they never replaced it. So when we would play basketball out there, to make a point, all you had to do is hit the metal square, and we would count that as a point.
That's funny.
Yeah, there was no net, rim, backboard, anything.
See, you can keep yourself busy as a kid.
We still have fun.
You don't need no TikTok. We don't need to commit crimes.
Exactly.
Grand larceny.
Right. Just throw balls at a metal plate, and we called it basketball, and it worked.
Or even handball. When I was in the city, that was a thing. And I was like, you guys out here beating your hands to death? Like, you have nothing else better to do. But alas, when you have nothing else better to do, that's pretty much what you do.
Right, exactly.
Wall ball. Never play it. Speaking of having nothing else better to do in your life, the Mario movie's coming out. And I would like to take this time to just read you the cast.
Okay.
So it says, because everyone's pretty upset about this, right? The majority of people, I would think.
I don't know if people are upset, but people are surprised.
They're surprised, okay. So it says Mario is going to be played by Bob Hoskins.
No.
Luigi is going to be by John Leguizamo.
Wait, what are you talking about?
It's the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Oh, yeah, that's right. They already screwed up the cast in 1993.
Oh, no, we're not talking about that one.
If you have any qualms with the new Mario film, go to 1993 and you'll really have some major issues.
Yeah.
You'll blow a gasket.
Funny enough, though, that movie is considered a cult classic now.
I can't even finish it.
But it's pretty bad. Oh, you got to finish
No.
it. Yes. Yeah.
I watch films whenever I'm sick. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I'm sick. I have nothing else better to do. So this is the time I'm going to watch these idiot movies. I watched it and I was like,
it's pretty bad, but it's worth watching once.
But if you're upset about the casting, just remember, they already screwed it up years ago. It couldn't get any worse than that.
Well, yeah, exactly. This is an animated movie, so it should be way better. So, Mario movie, It's coming out December 2022. Any video game fans, any Mario fans are probably looking forward to it. And it is going to be made by Illumination Pictures, who are the same. It's the same studio that's responsible for Despicable Me. So if you liked any of those films, or if you liked the Lorax by Dr. Seuss, same people behind that are also doing the new Mario movie. And one of the writers did Lego Movie Part 2, which, believe it or not, that's actually one of my favorite movies, Lego Movie Part 2. It was completely underrated. Hardly anyone went to the theater to go see it, but I went to the theater, saw it, and loved it. If you like the original Lego Movie, then you'll like Part 2.
I didn't like any of those movies. I
think
think
like
you
the Batman.
Made me go see the Batman.
The Batman,
one,
that was so
like,
funny.
Oh my god!
You didn't think it was funny?
I forgot what the circumstances were under it, but I really didn't want to go see a movie. And then you're like, "I'll pay for you," and you paid for me to go see the film.
And you didn't like it?
I don't remember liking it.
You were laughing. I do remember you laughing at it.
I laugh at a lot of things.
So laughter is not joy?
No, it's not.
You enjoy them? Okay.
It's just how I endure life.
How you endure life by laughing.
It's through laughter.
Dude, I love those Lego movies. Anyway, they some of the writers who are behind those are behind the new Mario movie. And they announced the voice actors for the movie. And some people were a little upset that Chris Pratt was playing Mario.
Mario's about to get an attitude.
Yeah, which, if you don't know who Chris Pratt is, he is the guy who played
Star-Lord in Marvel.
Yeah, Star-Lord in
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, yes.
Exactly. See, you didn't even remember because these guys doesn't matter.
And Jurassic World. He's the
He's
the lead character in Jurassic World as well.
Don't even get me started on that.
Yeah, so I don't understand how he's going to do Mario's voice. He has done some voice acting before because he played the main character in the Lego movies as well. But yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. And then Anya Taylor is going to be Princess Peach, which again,
I mean, how hard is that one though?
Yeah,
it's like, hi,
I don't think
Mario, help me. But Mario's is like very high pitched, very supposedly Italian, played by a old guy.
Yeah, well, okay, so the voice actor who did Mario originally, he's actually going to be in the movie, but they didn't say what characters he's going to be doing. But he's not doing Mario, but he should be doing Mario.
I'm Green Mario.
And then Charlie Day, he is going to be doing Luigi, which if you watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I've never watched that show, but apparently he's like the main character in that. So that's what and he does voice.
I remember him from that film with the robots.
Pacific Rim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's a guy that talks like this, right?
Yeah. Which I don't hear that.
Luigi.
But I don't see how that's going to work. But my favorite person that they chose is Jack Black as Bowser.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
That's going to be hilarious.
Oh, God.
That is going to be funny. Yeah. So
Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong is really funny, though.
Yeah, Seth Rogen is going to be, yeah. Yeah, that'll be cool.
Hey, Mario, want to go eat some bananas?
Right. Yeah, I can actually see that. I don't see how they did Michael Key as Toad.
Yeah, he's got to change his voice.
I'm not sure how that's going to work out.
What I've heard is that people think that it's gonna be like people actors and they get sent into the game. And then it's more like, oh, whoa, oh my gosh, look, I'm Mario. Oh, wow, you're Luigi. Oh, wow, we can be our same exact personalities that we play in every single film we're in and just pretend we're Mario.
I don't know. They haven't shown any trailers yet, so I don't know if that's going to be part of it or not. But based on the studio who did it, again, their movies that they've done in the past have been animated films. So
they're used to it by this point.
Yeah. So
did they make the Emoji movie? That's what I want to know.
I don't know
because everything loses credibility if these guys are associated with the Emoji movie.
Let me see.
Which I never saw that one either.
You know what? I'm trying to think. Did I ever see the Emoji? No, I don't think I did.
I bet you did. You just you wiped it from your memory.
No, I didn't do it. Emoji movie. Let me see if I can see who did it. Will Wikipedia? That should tell you, right? It says it's a Sony Pictures Animation.
Okay, that's not these people then. Okay, well, there's some. There's a.
But Despicable Me was huge though, and it got good reviews.
Yeah, I like Despicable Me for the time. I just never really got into the Lego films. There's something weird about watching a movie that's based upon commercial like products that really puts me off.
Oh, I love them. But like I said, we have a whole year to wait for this film to come out, and I'm probably
he's so cool.
So yeah.
Well, that's. I mean, I don't know what to say. It can't be any worse than 93.
No.
And if it is, maybe they're trying to make it worse than 93.
No.
They're like, okay, we need to redeem this film. We need to give it its cult status. We're going to release this terrible film, and then we're going to do like a 30-year anniversary on 2023?
Yeah, like it's been 30 years. Everyone has forgot about that. Well, not everybody, but you know.
Box set, cult classic. People are going to be like driving up to theaters to watch this film in 3D or whatever else they want to.
It was bad though. Even as a kid, I thought it was bad. And my standards as a 93, so I was 9. Yeah, my standard, and depending on when it came out, if it was summer, I can't remember what month it came out, but I was either 8 or 9, and at that, even then, I was like, this is garbage. And it didn't take much to entertain me at all, but I was like, yeah, this was trash.
I almost want to look up and see what went wrong with the whole vision of it.
Dude, there's a documentary on YouTube that breaks down the calamity that was Super Mario Brothers, and all the actors hate it. If you like, they've interviewed them over the years, all of them like, what was the worst decision you ever made in your entire life? Super Mario Brothers, the movie. I'm serious. The guy who played Mario said that, and what's his name? Dennis
Hopper.
Dennis Hopper. Yeah, he said that too. He was like, that was the worst decision I ever made in my life. Not the worst movie. The worst decision in your personal life.
Oh, wow.
Acting in Super Mario Brothers. That was his response. He was like, Super Mario Brothers. He hated it. And so, it was, but it was but there is a YouTube video that breaks down what went on. I think it was directed by a couple, and they were fighting on set. They were fighting on set about what should do what, and then it was a lot of issues. The script kept getting rewritten. To the point where...
Wait, are we talking about the last Star Wars, or are we talking about Mario again?
No, that too, but no, we're talking about Mario. In fact, at one point, the script that they were actually reading in the movie, like they were actually doing, had changed from when they first got the script. So imagine sitting down reading the script as an actor, and you're like, oh yeah, this looks good, I'm going to do this. And then you get to set, and they're like, oh, yeah, we've rewritten everything, so you have to learn some new lines.
Actually, you're not even Mario anymore.
Right, exactly. You're Peach.
Oh, man. Put on this dress. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's a disaster. If I could find the video, I'll send it to you. It's pretty funny to watch, but, yeah, they just go down the line. And then, like, set pieces were delayed and costumes were delayed. And if I remember right, some of the actors, like the makeup and stuff couldn't even dry, like they had to, because they were in such a rush that they was trying to get stuff to dry quickly so that they can. It was a mess.
Wait, well, let's just look up how much they spent making it.
How much money?
What would you look up?
Oh, just do Super Mario. Oh, if you do the Wikipedia,
Super Mario
Brothers movie, if you look up the Wikipedia, it should tell you how much it costs.
Really?
Usually, yeah.
Okay, Wikipedia. It says that the budget was between $42 and $48 million. Mm-hmm. That's a large sum of money.
Yeah, and from what I remember, Nintendo wasn't like heavily involved with it.
They were just like, okay, guys, you can use our characters, but now they clamp down on that stuff. Like,
yeah, now they're super careful, but I don't think they were super hands-on. I think they were kind of trying to let the studios bid for the license, and then they kind of let them do it. But there was a lot of issues. It's like I said, it's interesting. We should look it up and watch it, and then we should talk about that in the future episode.
Watching it, dude.
Just a video that breaks down
makes
the horrible
me feel sick just looking at it. It's like the Goombas, or not the Goombas, the Koopas?
No, the Goombas.
The Goombas?
The Goombas were like
small-headed.
Yeah, those were Goombas. Yeah.
So if you guys want something to fill the time between now and 2022.
Super Mario Brothers, the movie, 1993. It's a terrible movie. You should watch it.
If you're really not feeling well, you need to throw up, just watch that film. You feel really uncomfortable. No, you need to like have like a streaming viewing party with people and hype it up and then watch them and just watch people just leave I have something to do.
I got something to do. I got to go.
My grandma's in the hospital. Sorry, guys.
Exactly. That is funny. And while we're on video games, I had one other quick little...
About the Nintendo Switch. Is it OLED or OLED?
Either one.
OLED.
OLED is just easier to say, I think.
OLED.
Yeah. So it's sold out. Switch OLED. But basically the screen is a lot sharper, a lot brighter, and the contrast is supposed to be better. The screen is slightly bigger, and the kickstand on the back is actually adjustable. So for any video game fans out there who are thinking about getting a new Switch or don't have a Switch and you want to get one, I would save my money and get the OLED version.
Or what I would do is now the newest version's coming out, buy the old Switch at a cheaper price. Well, because nobody plays it in handheld unless you're a loser.
That's true. If you play it in handheld, then the new one is probably worth it. You can sell your current one and get the new one. But if you don't play in handheld, then you can just skip this altogether.
Get the old one.
Yeah.
Cheaper.
Yeah.
And go to Aaron's house and steal all of his video games.
Exactly. I have a bunch of games. So anyway, that's it for video games. We're not going to go too far into video games, but
I will just say I think the Nintendo Switch is the best console that's ever been created. And people will be like, well, it's the PS5. And it's like, yeah, but I just want to casually play games. I don't really want to like have my life invested in.
Well, the PS5 hasn't been around long enough to gain that title of best system of all time.
Oh, really?
No, it hasn't even been out for a year yet.
I don't know anything about PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation 5 came out last November, I think. November, yeah. And so, yeah, it hasn't been out long enough.
Of all the funny things is, well, someone I know, they bought a PlayStation 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't even interested in the PlayStation. Mm-hmm. Well, it was my dad. My dad bought the PlayStation 3 for the Blu-ray player. Mm-hmm. Of all things, I was like, why would you buy it? It didn't make any sense. So anyways, when I moved, because I moved away and I moved back into their house, and he had the PS3, and it had already been like a couple years since it'd been out. Mm-hmm. So I went to GameStop and bought a bunch of PS3 games for like $15. Mm-hmm. So I was playing Portal.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. So I don't know. For me, it's just buy the old systems and enjoy those, and then buy the newer ones when they go out of stock. Because I feel like the PlayStation 3 was pretty decent for the time, and it may still hold up, I think.
It was, but it was definitely their worst selling PlayStation.
Really?
Mm-hmm. PlayStation 3.
But the Blu-ray player was obviously a draw.
It was. Yeah, it was. But it started off rough. PlayStation 2 was actually the best selling one.
Oh, the PlayStation 2 is phenomenal.
Yeah, but the PlayStation 3, Sony was kind of cocky when they went in, and so they were like they charged a whole lot for the system. And Xbox, that's when the Xbox 360 came out,
which was infinitely better.
Yeah, so they were competing, and Microsoft took the lead. But then PlayStation 4 came out, and they killed it, and Microsoft fell behind with the Xbox One, as far as sales are concerned. So
that's what I'm saying. The only thing that Nintendo's done wrong is the Wii U, and we just pretend like that never happened.
Yeah, and really, to me, it was a fun system if you actually played it. The games that were on it were actually pretty good. There was a few games on there that I liked that you can't play any other way unless you have a 2-screen system. There was like this WarioWare game I liked where you're like a kid playing video games in bed, but you have to hurry up and put your system away when your mom comes in the room to make sure that you're not sleeping. It's pretty funny. Anyway, you can't play that game without 2 screens.
Yeah. And
so the Wii U was perfect for that. And they had other games too, but
well, they had to get to the Switch somehow. If the Wii U had to be that way, then I'm fine with it because it's so simple. Like the whole, I don't know. I'm very specific when I play games. And the Nintendo 64, I would keep it on, and my mom would always turn it off as a kid because she's like, I don't want it to start a fire. And I'd be like, you just lost everything for me. She's like, it's just a game. And I'm like, it's more than just a game. This is all I have in life.
This is my life.
This is my life. There's only so many times I can try to beat Donkey Kong 64 before I just give up and have like looming over my head all the way until I'm 18 and I finally get it again and I beat it. I beat the game. I may have cheated, like found cheats or found the way to do it, but I still beat it.
That is funny.
And they won't release it again because some licensing agreements or something. Anyways, again, like you said, we're not going to sit here and talk about video games. Speaking of breaking stuff, I put up a poll or a questionnaire thing asking what is the most expensive thing you have ever broken. Mm-hmm. The first person answered a heart.
A heart. Wow. Wow. A heart. Well, that's nice of them to at least acknowledge that was expensive.
Oh, jeez. They're like, oh, sorry, I thought you said what's the cheapest thing I've ever broken.
Exactly. Oh, man.
Yeah. So there was that. Let me see what other ones. There was someone broke a gold bracelet. That's expensive. Mm-hmm. A cell phone. Have you ever broken a cell phone?
I don't think I've ever broken a cell phone. I might have cracked a screen before.
Actually, I did break a cell phone, but it was a Nokia. So I had my Nokia. It's like just the old phones. Mm-hmm. I had it on my lap. I was working in a guy's big old truck, and he was driving me. I opened the door. It was like almost like ballet at this point. Mm-hmm. So perfectly timed. I moved. The phone started falling. I jumped out of the car, and then as soon as the phone fell, I slammed the door on it, and it busted the screen.
Oh, dang.
The whole thing was okay, though, so I went home, and you could I had two phones, mm-hmm. an older one, and you can just take off the screen, and then I just put it back in the other one, and it was fine.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't really break it, I guess.
You know what? I did break a iPad, too. I just remembered that.
Oof. How angry were you?
But again, it was the screen. The screen cracked, but it still worked. But then if you try to, swipe, you would cut yourself.
Ow.
But no, I was pretty upset about that. I just remembered that. And what's funny is I had it in a case. I didn't have a screen protector, but I had it in a case. And I dropped it, but it just fell flat on the screen. Mm-hmm. And when I picked it up, it was shattered. But I had insurance on it. So I had to pay a deductible. But then I was able to get the screen replaced. But I remember that. It was an iPad 2, and it was actually not too long after. I was still new in Tucson when that happened. So
thankfully, I've never broken one of those. But
it was an iPad 2.
I see people before. I mean, you don't see it too often anymore. But everyone's iPhones were just messed up.
Yeah.
They're like, I have enough money to purchase one, but I don't have enough money to, fix it when it breaks.
Right, exactly.
So someone put their PC. Have you ever broken a personal computer? Mm-mm. Yeah, me either. But again, I just got a laptop for the first time in my life, 6 months ago. So who knows? I still got time. Someone said a car. I haven't broken a car. Cars have broken on me. You've busted cars.
I've totaled a car. Yeah. That was not mine.
Someone put my 1992 Toyota Corolla.
How do you break that, though? Did they total it? Is that what they mean by broke?
I would assume so, yeah.
Okay.
Someone put a microscope. They plugged in the wrong tension, which I don't know what that means. But microscopes, I'm sure, are expensive.
Okay.
I backed a minivan into a brick fence when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
That sucks because I've backed into things and it wasn't that serious.
Can I see your phone?
Why?
I just want to see it. You got the mini. Man. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by.
Jeez, Aaron, control yourself. Anyways, I've backed into things and it was kind of serious, but it wasn't that serious. I backed into someone's car in a parking lot and I had to pay them to fix it, but that's it.
I can't remember ever backing into anything. Not hard. Because whenever
That's not good.
Yeah, because whenever I back up very slowly.
Oh, okay.
And I do have a backup camera on my car, but even still, I still back up really slowly because you never know. And then once I'm 100% sure it's clear, then I'll go ahead and, but I always back up slowly just because I have a fear of
running over children.
Well, yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons, believe it or not, because I saw a video on YouTube where it was this camera in a parking garage, and this guy backed out over a baby and then took off. But he didn't hurt the baby. The baby just so happened to fit underneath his car. It wasn't a car. Goodness. It was like a SUV. So he backed out over the baby and then took off, and the baby was fine. The baby was still crawling around. He just missed it, but he couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And so once I saw that video, I was like, no.
I think they were like trying to advocate for everyone to have a backup camera in their car, which I think should be a necessity at this point.
I do too. Yeah.
But yeah, you just always got to be careful. That's like the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah.
Of course, trying to move from depressing stuff, but
right.
What's the most expensive thing you've broken besides a car? And hearts, multiple hearts.
Me? I've never broken a heart before.
Aaron's out there breaking hearts since 1993.
Never have I done that.
Aaron just doesn't care.
No, I'm heartless. No, I haven't. I can't think of anything. I mean, I have, like I said, I broke the iPad screen.
I think you're a very careful person, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else that I've really broken. I'm sure there are little things, maybe toys and stuff as a kid, but I can't think of anything major,
You'd know if it was major, though, because I don't think you'd ever forget it.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
I worked for a guy. This was before, you know what a water-fed pole is with window cleaning? Mm-hmm. So this was before I think they gained like a mass kind of production. Now I think you can buy them for a little cheaper. Mm-hmm. This guy bought it from Germany, and he paid like a couple $1,000s for it. And I finished up a job, and I had the last extension. It was like this little thin piece with the brush on top, and I was trying to get the water off, so I was shaking it, and it snapped in half. And I felt so bad. I told him I'd pay for it because I worked for him. But thankfully, he was like, no. He's like, because you said you're going to pay for it, I appreciate that, so I won't hold you to it. But he's like, I guess you just got another one. I don't know.
He's like, but I will cut you when you're not looking. But
to be honest, though, for as much as I got paid at that time, I'm pretty sure he made enough money off of me to make it where it made sense. But that's just speculation. I am not going to comment on anything regarding that.
Do you want to just drop his name down?
No, but I did do a job recently, and I told Anna, I was like, I used to get paid like this much for it, and I'd be grateful. And now I make triple that. And I'm like, you used me and my labor. But, it's all what it is what it is. That's the hard thing about window cleaning is you're doing the same exact work your boss is, but you're getting a fraction of the payment. But it has to be that way because, A, you're not running the business. You don't have the expenses. You don't have all that stuff. But people start getting it in their heads. Like, they're like, oh, I don't know. Like, I could be making this much on my own. I don't need to be doing this. This is garbage. It's the whole head game.
And now that you have run your own business before, you understand some of the other expenses that come along with it.
And to be honest, I would have paid myself that much too.
Right.
And if I broke it, I'd make me pay for it. I'd be like, oh boy, looks like I got 5 months of work off this kid.
That is hilarious.
5 free months of work. Just mark up what I paid for it.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, so that's been the most expensive things that people have broken. Anyone that I know, it's always regarding cars. That's always expensive, no matter how you slice it. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, I've never gotten in a car accident with someone else's car. But
oh god, it's the worst. That was like one of the worst experiences. And what made it so I've already told that story, but what made it so bad is the fact that the person's car who I borrowed he wasn't there. He was on vacation, and he got a new cell phone, so I couldn't reach him. That's what made it worse. Otherwise, I would have at least hopped on the phone and been like, yo, just so you know, your car is in flames. I'll text you the pictures right now.
But even that, what you just said, like, what was life before you could contact people? You know, like we went from not being able to like paging people.
Cell phone, though.
I know, but we're talking about before this. Like, let's just say 50 years ago, you could page people, right? You could call people from public telephones.
Yeah.
Payphones. But now the communication is so fast. That's why you have kids destroying elementary school bathrooms and loving it.
Yeah.
Where did we go wrong? We got rid of the payphones.
Oh, man. Sorry.
Doing all kinds of jingles over here.
I know, right? But, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, we're about wrapping it up. But before we go, Aaron, I have a video section. I mean, if people haven't listened this far, then they probably won't. Or if they have listened this far, they probably won't mind listening to an audio video, an audio video, an audio video.
Okay.
So, Aaron, this is extremely serious. We've gone, again, got rid of the payphones. Kids destroy bathrooms. The events are all connected. You kick one domino over, and the whole house of cards. I don't know how the dominoes in a house of cards are connected, but they all just fall. I want you to watch this and see what you think of it.
Is this a YouTube video?
It is, and I'm going to have to actually connect my computer, or can you connect your tablet via Bluetooth and then I can send you the video?
So how, let's see.
So I'm going to click this button and it's going to make it look around for your stuff.
Okay.
But
all right, it says connected.
Oh, okay, cool. So now I'm going to text you this video or airdrop it to you or whatever.
Whatever works. You can text it or airdrop it.
Messages. AO. I'm not going to send it to the wrong person. And they're like, why are you sending me this?
Do we need to test the volume?
Yeah, let's just test it. I mean, I can always turn it up and down.
Okay.
But, you know, technical stuff, this is what we do on this podcast. This is who we are. I appreciate that Liberty Mutual knows. Oh. Wait, can you do it so I can see it too? Because I want to kind of like scrub through the video. Okay.
Like a real dolphin, but it's a robot.
Oh.
Nobody believed it.
Have you ever seen this?
Yeah.
Everybody believed it was real.
It's an impressive feat.
I think you showed it to me before.
Oh, no, I haven't.
You didn't?
No.
Someone showed this to me. I thought it was you.
No. Okay, so did you ever watch what is it, Blackfin or Darkfish or...
Free Willy?
No, not Free Willy. It's like the real version of Free Willy where they're like torturing the sea animals.
I did not see that.
I never saw it, but everyone was like, I'm never going to SeaWorld again because they treat the orcas like garbage.
So that means you're not going to go to a zoo either then, probably.
Okay, this is where we're getting to, right? So the whole thing, and we're not going to listen to the whole thing, but okay, just look at. So the guy is jumping in the pool. He has a robot dolphin.
And be the future of marine parks.
And
She thinks so.
It
might work. A show about the surprising.
It makes sense because that way you don't have to capture the animals anymore and force them to.
Okay, this is the really weird part though. How like happy this guy is.
So back here we have our archives of all
to see what he's doing. He's showing us all the animatronic things they've created.
One of the sharks from Deep Blue Sea. Here are actually the swordfish from The Perfect Storm, as well as the shark that comes on board and grabs Mark Wahlberg. So this is the snake from Anaconda, the feature film Anaconda starring Jennifer Lopez.
Meet Walt Conti.
I'm the founder and CEO of Edge Innovations.
So
these have been around for a while.
20 years ago is when they started it, okay? And so how do you get animals into films without torturing animals? You make fake animals. How do you get animals into zoos without torturing animals? You make fake animals. Okay? So they've got all kinds of stuff. I guess when They still have a zoo in China where they have those kinds of shows. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to make a huge aquarium. The issue was they looked at how much it would cost to get all of that. So they contact this guy and they're like, hey, why don't we get mechanical things? So right now it's run by a remote control. Eventually they want to get AI in on this.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I have to real quick see where the time thing is. This is what it's going to turn into, though. What do you think it's going to turn into?
Well, as far as the aquariums are concerned?
Anything.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's going to...
Completely robotic zoos is what it's going to turn into. You're going to go to the zoo and you're going to be like, oh my God, it's all just robots, AI robots mimicking animals. You can go up and pet a tiger. You can kick an elephant in the shins.
Oh, you know what? You have a good point there. Because that's the one thing about zoos now. We can't touch the animals.
No,
you can't get too close to them.
So you skin a tiger.
No.
You put it on a robot.
No, you don't have to skin
And
it.
kids from all over the world
Can pet
the skinned robot tiger.
But so it wouldn't have any real animals, basically.
None.
Okay. Because if you did a hybrid model where you had robots and real animals,
The cyborg model?
yeah, you would have to be like, okay, is this real or not?
You know, it could talk, but we didn't like what it said, so we took that function away.
Right, exactly. Dude, that's crazy.
Okay, yeah, it's crazy, right? So you would assume that having an all robotic zoo, even though kids could interact with it, you could learn more about it. They'd be like, here's the tiger. The tiger jumps up. A tiger's found in this part of the world and is born from this.
Yeah, I mean, that aspect of it is cool, but the only problem is that the cool thing about zoos versus what they do with the orcas and the killer whales and stuff, like the animals generally are treated way better in the zoo than they are.
You'd hope so, yes.
Well, I would hope so, right? Because you don't hear as much about zoos as far as animal welfare as you do with those killer whales.
Yeah.
And the orcas. You hear all types of stuff from them. But here's the thing. Even if it is a robot, I think there are certain... I almost think having both would be a good idea. Because having, like, for example, what you were just saying, like, hey, here's a lion, and this is its habitat, and this is what it does, and having a robot walk around and so people can see it up close, that will be kind of cool. But I think you should still also have real lions in the display so people can see the real thing. The
point of zoos are mostly to research animals, right? Their behaviors and things like that as well.
Yeah, and some zoos actually help animals that are endangered. Yeah. Some endangered species, most of them are found in captivity because we have, destroyed the habitat or whatever.
What do you mean we?
As in humans. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes zoos are a way to save certain animals.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's just weird, like, to interact with a robot the way he is and calling it a her, even though it's a dude, like this old dude with a remote control on the other end, is very interesting. And in order to act like a dolphin, you have to get in the head of a dolphin and make movements like a dolphin. So this guy's essentially a dolphin at this point. How would you feel being a dolphin? Like, you got a new job that pays $15,000 an hour, and you get to be a dolphin for like 2 days.
I'd be fine with that.
You're just like,
yeah.
How would you feel just looking at people like interact with it, and you know that it's just
if I'm getting paid $15,000 an hour, I don't care how I look, feel, or think.
You would dress up in a dolphin costume.
None of that matters for $15,000 an hour.
Okay, so I'm gonna close the laptop at this point because I've pretty much talked about everything. Do you want to know where this is going to lead, Aaron?
Where is it going to lead?
Does anyone see a dolphin?
Bring back the Jurassic
Animals when she grows up.
We actually want to expand ways for people to fall in love with these animals, which at the core is really what the mission is and should be for all these marine parks.
If we can build a robot dolphin like this, then why not tigers that we can touch, or sharks we can actually swim with? Maybe even dinosaurs.
We'd love to bring back the Jurassic Seas. There is incredible marine life in the oceans hundreds of millions of years ago that disappeared.
this is where it's going. They want to make Jurassic Park. And we all know how this film ends. We all know. It's like, we didn't ask if we could. They didn't ask if we should. This is where we end.
Yeah, well.
It started with the Dolphins.
Hey, at least they're robots, though, versus unleashing wild animals.
AI. They're gonna. It's like, guys, do we really need to put razor sharp claws? Couldn't you just like make them foam or something to make them look real? They're like, no.
It is AI, but here's the thing: everything that's like mechanical has a battery, and the battery will die eventually.
Okay, if people want to watch Jurassic World, which is a stupid film, they're gonna want to watch two giant AI T-Rexes duke it out in some amphitheater.
That's fine, but when the batteries die, that's it. They can't do any more damage. That's all I'm saying. If it was a real T-Rex unleashed, then yeah, you wouldn't know how long that thing can run before you can catch it. But if it's electronic or robotic, eventually it has a battery. I'm sure it'll die eventually. You know,
you never know
unless they're solar operated.
Solar operated Tyrannosaurus Rex running through the town in Arizona of all places.
I know,
that
right?
thing would run forever.
That's true. Yeah, it can recharge its own batteries. Well, then, yeah. So let's just hope that never happens.
No, let's hope it happens. We still got time. Let's make it happen. This has been Two Crazy Scoops podcast. Aaron hates the end song. So if you hate it too, just know you're in good company. We all, just go to your nearest elementary school and just steal everything in the bathrooms because you got to beat the kids to it at this point. I mean, if they show up and everything's gone already, what else are they going to have? Nothing to do, Beat them to it. That's my advice. I mean, you can always follow my advice. Here's the best part. Stay tuned next week, as we actually have a really good episode where we interview one of Aaron's friends who had lived in China for a little bit.
It's Two Crazy Scoops.
So I hope you enjoy.
Two Crazy Scoops. Two Crazy Scoops. Two Crazy Scoops. Two Crazy Scoops.